Unless you live under a rock, there's a good chance that in recent years you have at some point encountered a wild-looking three-wheeled contraption cruising down the highway. Situated like a reverse trike, with two wheels in the front and one in the rear, the Polaris Slingshot is a vehicle unlike any other, and it's only become more common as time marches on. Known for building snowmobiles and side-by-sides, Polaris launched the Slingshot in 2014 as a 2015 model. The first, and still only, road-legal vehicle in the company's portfolio, excluding Indian motorcycles, which Polaris acquired in 2011, comes with automotive-style controls and a pair of seats situated two abreast with center-mounted safety belts. While federally classified as a three-wheeled motorcycle, the Slingshot has at the state level, through Polaris lobbying efforts, become classified as an autocycle. Currently, 49 states have autocycle regulations on the books that allow the Slingshot to be driven without the need for a special license. Motorcycle helmet laws, or modified versions thereof, still apply in most states. Massachusetts is the lone holdout. The 2024 Polaris Slingshot is powered by the company's 2.0-liter Pro Star i4 engine, which produces either 178 horsepower and 120 pounds-to-foot of torque, in the S and SL trims, or 203 horsepower with 144 pounds-to-foot, SLR, R, and Roush edition. Backing the engine is either a 5-speed Aisin manual transmission or what Polaris dubs its auto-drive transmission, which is simply an automated version of the same Aisin 5-speed. A carbon fiber reinforced belt transfers power from the gearbox to the swing arm mounted single rear drive wheel. The front suspension utilizes an independent double wishbone design with forged aluminum control arms and twin-tube coilover shocks. The Slingshot comes fit with staggered front and rear wheel sizes, with 18-inch wheels in the front and a 20-inch wheel at the back. Tires are 225/45 R18 and 255/35 R20 Kenda SS 799s, which are designed specifically for the vehicle and only available through Polaris dealers. Standard road tire tread patterns often shed water toward the center of the vehicle, which is problematic for the Slingshot and its centralized rear tire. Inside, the Slingshot comes with a standard keyless ignition, and SL and above get the company's 7-inch Ride Command digital display with Bluetooth and USB connectivity and a rear backup camera, plus Apple CarPlay and turn-by-turn nav. The powerful Rockford Fosgate Stage 2 audio system is also included. Polaris Ride Command Plus with Group Ride, real-time location sharing with other Slingshot drivers, isn't available yet, but it's a feature we'd love to see added from the company's side-by-side portfolio. The vehicle's seats can also be upgraded with various accents and softer foam, along with heating and cooling elements. Storage space is limited to a glove box and small cubbies behind the seats. Aside from those few niceties, the Slingshot is Spartan inside, with the Slingshot having undergone a major overhaul for the 2020 model year. 2024 offers what we'd classify as minor updates. Given how Slingshots appeal to the attention-hungry, paint color and quality are of paramount importance. For 2024, eye-popping colors such as Radar Blue Fade, Gold Rush, and Purple Lightning join the lineup along with sporty new graphics for SL and SLR models. The Rockford Fosgate audio system, which is standard on all but S models, gets a bump from 100 watts of power to 200. And more than 75 accessories in the Polaris catalog get updated color options to match the new 2024 shades. SL also gets a new sporty aluminum wheel design colored in midnight charcoal metallic. Also returning for 2024 is the top-of-the-line Roush Edition. Built on the Slingshot R model, the Roush Edition adds exclusive slotted rotors to the Brembo brake package, an excursion top, Sparco pedal covers, a unique steering wheel, a color-matched instrument cluster, blacked-out badging, and custom graphics. Roush branding throughout rounds out the package. It's been years since we've given a Slingshot a thorough flogging, so we cordially accepted Polaris' invitation to a day cruising the coasts of Southern California, with a bit of canyon carving tossed in for good measure. With a redline of 8,500 revolutions per minute and a claimed 0 to 60 time of just 4.9 seconds, for the high horsepower manual-equipped models, the Slingshot is a riot in a straight line, and it's quite easy to spin the rear tire on command. For spirited driving, the Slingshot comes equipped with a sport mode, which Polaris calls Slingshot mode, naturally. Throttle sensitivity increases, and automatic transmission models frequently hold shifts out to redline and will downshift more aggressively. When it comes to slaying twisty roads, the Slingshot's handling remains ridiculously good. The tires and suspension supply a seemingly endless amount of grip, and the Brembo brakes fitted to the R model we drove brought the 1,651-pound vehicle to a stop in a hurry. As a bonus, riding in an open cockpit meant we could see precisely where the front tires were located on the road, allowing us to safely push it right to the ragged edge. The Slingshot isn't just for beach cruising and twisty bits, It can be driven on the highway, as well, even if it's a far more of a nerve-wracking experience. It's loud, windy, and there's a deep sense of vulnerability as you can nearly reach out and touch the semi-truck tires that are mere inches from your face. Much like riding a motorcycle, you need to remain hyper-aware of the surrounding vehicles and ready to take evasive action at any moment. Between the gawkers that won't stop staring and those oblivious to the world around them, driving a Slingshot on the highway can be a harrowing experience. Despite the manual transmission appealing to the fewest number of buyers, just 28%, it is immensely more fun and engaging to drive than the automated transmission. Again, the auto drive is basically a stick shift that does all the clutching and shifting for you. Even with paddle shifters, Polaris added these in 2021, and a manual mode, the hydraulically actuated auto drive is dreadfully sluggish, and the interruption in power flow during the shift is quite noticeable, making the true stick shift the rare transmission of this type to offer quicker shifting than its automatic alternative. The Polaris pedals are perfectly placed, clutch engagement is predictable, and the shifter notches nicely into gear with short, crisp throws. If there was one thing we learned while cruising Pacific Coast Highway through the heart of supercar territory, it's that you could walk naked through a crowded shopping mall in winter and not draw nearly as much attention. Polaris categorizes its ownership demographic as confident people who live to be the life of the party. They are people who love to be in the spotlight and see themselves as trendsetters. You know, influencer types. Back on PCH, our traveling band of nearly a dozen Slingshots may as well have been a pack of circus animals on the loose. Everyone stopped what they were doing, turned, and stared. Pedestrians on the sidewalks, drivers in cars far more expensive, folks dining on outdoor patios, everyone. It was a wild experience to pull up alongside a Ferrari and find its driver staring your way. There's simply no way to be subtle in a Slingshot. Polaris knows this, and has leaned heavily into the fact by offering the wild paint jobs, bumping stereo, and custom looks right from the factory and through its extensive parts catalog. Polaris says 85% of its buyers are new to the brand, and 2023 saw a 109% rise in multicultural customers with a 90% increase in female ownership. A lot of Slingshot buyers are former motorcycle riders who, for a variety of reasons, aren't comfortable on two wheels any longer but still desire the open-air thrill and the sense of freedom that comes with it. Driving a Slingshot is a far more visceral experience than your average convertible. Ditching doors and dropping your butt 3 inches off the ground will do that. Like most of these types of toys, the Slingshot provides an honest glimpse into what it'll be like behind the wheel by just looking at it. It's low to the ground and lacks any sort of protection from the elements. The short windscreen works well at speeds below about 20 miles per hour, but much over that, and your head is in for a good buffeting. The suspension is great at hugging the road, but it definitely rides stiffly. You'll feel every bump in the road. We wish Polaris would bring back the adjustable Bilstein dampers from the first generation, but we digress. And then there's the noise. Even with a full-face helmet, the Slingshot is loud. The engine is mounted in front of the driver compartment with little more than plastic concealing it, the exhaust dumps directly behind the right front tire, and you sit next to the gearbox and differential. Never mind the wind noise. If you plan to frequently travel with a partner, it may be worth investing in a Bluetooth in-helmet communication system. Sun and wind burn are a real challenge while sitting exposed, and even on the most beautiful of California days the temperature swings can be intense. If none of that scares you, the base 2024 Polaris Slingshot S with a manual transmission starts at just $21,999. SL models jump to $28,149, with SLR starting at $31,149 and our models at $34,799. Limited edition Roush models will start at $38,149, with most options coming standard. Opting for the auto drive automatic transmission will add an additional $1,850 to S, SL, and SLR models and $2,150 to the R and Roush. The 2024 Slingshot lineup will start shipping to dealers in early 2024.